Right, I do believe we're back up. I think. Right, I've got to redo the chat now, haven't I? Right, how do I do that? Pop out. Chat. There we go. Copy that. There. Alright. Paste. Okay. There we go. We're back. Should be back on now, hopefully. Right. Are we back on? Let's have a little look to see if we are back on. Yes, I believe we're back on. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. It all went a bit wrong. But yeah, we are back. Now, can people find us again is the question. After it all went wrong. This is what YouTube does to you, though. They're just hopeless, YouTube, and they're getting worse as well. It is just a terrible, terrible, terrible system, YouTube. Has been for a long time. Wish they had a competitor. I really do wish they had a viable competitor, because I'd switch in a heartbeat. Because YouTube is pants. It really is. But yeah, well, there's somebody watching it. Not sure who, but there's somebody watching it. Concurrent viewers 3, it says. See, what it does is it throws you off and it loses you all your viewers. It's just absolutely, it really is. YouTube is just terrible. Particularly, I think it throws me off because I refuse to insert adverts into the stream. I think it gives me a crap deal, because I refuse to insert adverts, because I find the adverts super intrusive. I make little or no money out of the adverts. I don't get 60 quid a year out of the YouTube adverts. I don't get a payout every year. I get so little from them, it's not worth talking about. So I don't put adverts in. And consequently, I think YouTube just kicks me off the stream every chance it can get, because they go, oh, we don't want him using our bandwidth because he doesn't put any adverts in his stream. So I think that's what they do. But they are an absolutely crap system. But they are part of Google, which is equally crap. You know, don't use Google. Don't use Google search for anything. Certainly don't use the Chrome browser. Get rid of the Chrome browser. Get rid of Google search. Use a Firefox browser. Use DuckDuckGo. And under Firefox browser, you can get an extension that wipes out all the ads, that blocks all the ads. Get that, so you can watch YouTube in peace without any ads. But if you have seen an ad in this stream, there are ads before we start. I put ads in before we start when it's just a holding screen in that first hour. But if you've seen any since I've been on live, any ads in the stream, I want to know about it. Andy@coldpress.net is the email address. It's as simple as that, Andy@coldpress.net. If you've seen an ad, if this video has been interrupted by an ad, let me know and I will play hell with YouTube, because I deliberately do not put ads into my streams. It's as simple as that. Right, it doesn't look as if anybody's found us again. Can you let me know if you've found us, please? Oh, my concurrent views now is 6. So if you can type something into the chat, please, if you've found us, that would be ace. Oh, hang on, that's the top chat, and I want the live chat. See, this is the other thing I hate about it, is top chat. Spoon Trick says, Andy, I've never seen so many mid-roll ads when watching your streams. Well, there shouldn't be any. And there, let me tell you, there should not be any mid-roll ads. Oh, Gambo's found us. Hi, Gambo. Have you spotted any mid-roll ads, Gambo, while this stream's been on? Because there should not be any. There shouldn't be any at all in it. Yeah, Gambo says, got on at last. Yeah, it's tricky, Gambo. It threw us off. I was just saying, I think the reason it throws us is because I don't put ads in the middle of the stream. Now, Spoon Tricks has just said he's seen some mid-roll ads. Now, if he's correct, and there have been mid-roll ads, they have been put in there illegally. They should not be in there in my content. And if YouTube is going to start doing that trick, then we'll be back on Odyssey next week. Gambo says, I've never seen an advert while live ever. I haven't seen any in this and the false start stream. Right, okay. I haven't seen any. Yeah, there shouldn't be any. Shouldn't be any mid-roll ads. If you see a mid-roll ad in any of my recent videos, very early on when I first started doing YouTube back in about 2007, yes, there's some adverts in the middle of those. This is when YouTube used to make you do a video for 20 minutes before it would let you put an ad in. It wouldn't let you have any more ads than one every 20 minutes, which is sensible because that's what TV does. But now it's just ad after ad after ad, and it's because they're trying to get you to buy YouTube Red, which I never ever will do, and I certainly do not suggest that you ever buy YouTube Red. Do not do it. Just watch using Firefox, using a Firefox browser, and download the ad blocker extension on Firefox. And if YouTube want to ban me for saying download an ad blocker, fine. I'll just not use your platform anymore. I'll go elsewhere. It's totally fine. If we're not here next week, just go to andyshed.coldpress.net and you'll find out where we are on there, because that website is in no way controlled by Google. That's andyshed.coldpress.net. So there. So up yours, Mr. Google. Right, anyway, what were we talking about before we were rudely interrupted by YouTube's insane crapness? What was I talking about? Oh, this, wasn't it? This that went haywire. So yeah, this went haywire, as I say. So yeah, if you have a phone that suddenly stops working, that's plugged in via one of these with a capacitor in it, or maybe via one not without a capacitor in it, because it doesn't look like it's the capacitor that's gone, it's actually the contacts in here that have burnt through or done something weird. This is a thing that you should be suspecting has got something up with it. Dominic says, the adverts are insufferable. I keep getting an annoying one with a silly bell about hotels. Do you get it in this though, Dominic? In this stream? You shouldn't get it in this stream. Yeah, if you're watching an old video, there might be an ad or two in an old one. There shouldn't be any ads in the live ones. I've not put ads in the live ones for years, in the middle of the live ones. And And all the ads that I put into videos normally are wrapped with what they call a brake bumper. So it'll come up and it'll say like Andy's Shed End of Part 1, things like that. So they should be wrapped in a brake bumper, to be correct. Dominic says, I get an ad just when I start the stream. Yeah, you get one when you log in, Dominic, when you start the stream, and you may get one before I actually go live. You know, like today I went on, the stream actually started at 6 o'clock, and you got the holding card, you got this. Well, when you get that, you may get an ad in that, because I do sometimes click a button that puts an ad into that, because I think, well, you're not watching anything of any importance anyway there. But once we start, you shouldn't get any ads in it. So let me know if you do. Because it's YouTube being naughty. As they so often are. Like I say, I wish they'd got a serious, viable competitor. I really did hope that Odyssey, well, before it was Odyssey, when it was Library, I really did hope that was going to take off. And they were nobbled by the authorities in America, because basically what happened, it was a decentralized system that couldn't be censored, and the American authorities didn't like the idea of a platform that could not be censored. So basically they found legal ways of getting rid of the people that ran Library. That's cutting a very long story short, but it's such a shame, because Library was a brilliant idea. And when people say, oh, we've got to censor things because we've got to protect the children. If you want to protect the children, be proper parents and monitor what your children are doing. Instead of just sitting on your arse all day and expecting everybody else to be unpaid babysitters for you. Alright, get me off my high horse now. Gambo says, when I get adverts for a stream or vid, or other vids I watch, I can block them the next time. So I only have to suffer it once with that advert. Dominic says, even if Odyssey was still going, Storm would have banned it. Odyssey is still going, but it's not, doesn't work the way it used to work. Odyssey was sold, because Odyssey was owned by the Library people, so Odyssey had to be sold when Library was shut down. It was sold, and as I understand it, it doesn't work in the same way now. They can censor, and they always have been able to censor stuff on Odyssey, because you have to connect to a server that then serves you the file, and so they can blacklist a file and decide not to serve it to you. So it is censored, Odyssey, as most things are. Yeah, you see, Starmer wants to stop your free speech. As I've said to people today that I've been out and about with today, at a rally today, what the government wants to do in the UK is they want you to never travel more than 15 minutes from your house. They want you to ideally work from home. They want you to work for a big corporation, because if you work for a big corporation, it's very easy to collect tax, and very easy to make sure you're paying tax. What the government hates is when people are self-employed. It hates you if you're self-employed. It hates you if you don't work for a big corporation. It hates you if you travel. It hates you if you get in a car that's not electric. Yeah, basically the government hates the people. But then that's fair enough, isn't it? Because the people hate the government. I have never known such hatred for a government anywhere in the world that has recently been elected democratically. you know, where they have a landslide victory, and then within a year, absolutely everybody, and that must be a lot of the people that vote for them, absolutely hate them. Yeah, whoever Starmer's PR people are have done the worst job in the history of time. Dominic says, I think Starmer wants to outdo Ollie Cromwell. To be quite honest, I'd rather have Vladimir Putin or Adolf Hitler in charge. I think both would be better than Starmer. Yeah. There's a lot to be said for Russia, actually. Yeah, there's a lot to be said for Russia. Oh, but Russia's hurting the Ukrainians. Well, yeah, the Ukrainians didn't nick God knows how many million cubic meters of gas out of Russia's pipeline, though. But, oh, no, you're not allowed to mention that, are you? You're not allowed to mention Ukrainians nicking the gas out of the Nord Stream 1 pipeline. Oh, no, I forgot. Oh, sorry, I forgot that. Forget I said that. Yeah. Yeah, you're not allowed to mention the Ukrainians deliberately leaving the Antonov 225 on the ground to get wrecked, so they could go, oh, look what the Russians have done to us, when they could have actually got it in the air and flown it away a week earlier. Yeah. Don't believe everything the Biased Broadcasting Corporation tells you. It's often not true. Yeah. You'd think they'd have enough to do bullying people on breakfast, wouldn't you? Whoa. Can't say that. Sorry, just have. Yes. Stop paying your license. Are you paying your TV license fee? If you are, why? Why are you paying your TV license fee? Do not pay your TV license fee, and you do not need to notify the people, the BBC, or anybody that you are not going to pay your license fee. Just stop watching live TV, don't use the iPlayer, and tell the BBC to go and do one. And when they come to your door and say, why haven't you got a TV license, say, sod off, and shut the door in their face. It's as simple as that. That's what I recommend you do to the BBC, and then go away and watch Netflix. Or perhaps watch a slightly less biased channel, like Sky News Australia. Sky News Australia, I do quite like Sky News Australia. If you want the news like it really is, tune into Sky News Australia. Honestly, I mean, a lot of it's Australian, but then a lot of it's not. A lot of it's international, and they tell you a completely different story. But yeah, I can recommend Sky News Australia. It's quite funny. They call Greta Thunberg an evil goblin, and anybody who calls Greta Thunberg an evil goblin has got to be quite good, haven't they? She's an evil goblin. Alright, where are we getting to in the chat? Let's have a little look. Oh, chat stopped again. I hope it's still working. I hope it's actually still on. It says it's still on. But yeah, there we go. Anyway, that's my rant over for today. I got nearly an hour in without having a rant, didn't I? I did quite well there today. That was a Big Clive style rant. What's happened to Big Clive, by the way? Has anybody seen Big Clive recently? He stopped doing his Saturday Night Live shows, hasn't he, Big Clive? And he used to enjoy those on the Saturday night, where he was drinking the cheap... I might have to get some cheap gin and emulate Big Clive. See what I can do. See if I can do my own version of Big Clive. That would be quite good, wouldn't it? Yeah. BigClive.com, if you don't know who he is. Go and have a look. He's quite funny. Oh, very clever, but also very funny. Yeah, so what have we been watching on the TV on that over? Well, to be honest, TV's terrible these days, isn't it? TV is terrible. Why is it every drama has to be a police drama? Can nobody write anything that's not a bloody detective solving a murder? Every drama on TV has to be a detective solving a murder. There's lots of other things you can do with your life, you know. There's lots of other things people do that you could write a drama about. It doesn't always have to be a detective solving a murder. You know, Midsummer Murders for the 8,000th series of Midsummer Murder. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. It's just terrible, isn't it? And of course, it's getting towards autumn, which means Strictly Dumb Prancing will be back on. There's only one good thing about Strictly Dumb Prancing, and that's Claudia Winkleman, and I do like Claudia. Claudia can do no wrong, in my opinion. Yeah, just like the early thing. She used to do a dating show, Claudia. Can anybody remember Claudia Winkleman doing a dating show where they had to go into separate rooms, and if they came out, things happened? Can anybody remember that programme? It used to be on about 6 o'clock on BBC Two in an evening, and it was really good. It was a really clever concept. I enjoyed that in the very early days of Claudia Winkleman. That was on the telly, and I can't remember what it was called. I can't even search for it on like YouTube or anything because I don't know what it was called. But yeah. So yeah. Yeah, there's not much on telly. I'm really hating that Destination X programme as well. That Destination X is like half an idea, half thought through. Yeah, it's really not very good at all, that. Neville's back. He says, I just found you again. Yeah, it's hard to find us again, isn't it, Neville, when we've been kicked and had to come back again. Yeah, it's difficult to do. YouTube does not make it easy. As I say, I've got a theory that YouTube makes it deliberately difficult because I don't insert ads into the stream, so they make my life a misery. But how come? Yeah. So yeah, we don't do stuff on YouTube. But hence the link, hence the Buy Me a Coffee link thing that's down there, which you can buy me a coffee on. That on there, buymeacoffee.com/Andy Shed, because we don't get anything out of YouTube, because we don't put ads into the stream, except for a couple at the beginning, and they don't pay anything anyway because YouTube are tight kids. Yeah, right, that is almost as far as we go for today. I think it's probably time for me to go and do a bit more of my model engineering. That's going to be quite good, that station building, isn't it? So I'm going to go and get on with that, I think. Now Neville's round, so I'm going to disappear. But yeah, we have got stuff to do over the coming weeks. We will hopefully be back next week around about the same time, same place, next Sunday. But 2 weeks today we won't be here. 2 weeks today, because I will be out at Heege Windmill at their tractor day, which is a lot more interesting than it sounds, honestly. But if you're anywhere in the Derbyshire area and you're anywhere near Heege Windmill, Google it, you'll find it. Then come along in not next Sunday, but the Sunday after, I think it's from 10 o'clock onwards, to their vintage tractor day. You'll have a lot of fun, and if you want to get some flour, you can get some flour milled in a genuine windmill as well, just like Windy Miller on Trumpton or Camberwick Green or whichever one of those it was. Yeah, right, so that is about it for today. Just time to say thanks to everybody for watching once again, and as I just alluded to, if you've enjoyed the stream, you know how most YouTubers say, oh please like and please subscribe. Well, I don't go with any of that nonsense, but if you want, you can buy me a coffee. It's on there at buymeacoffee.com/Andy's Shed. Okay, buymeacoffee.com/Andy's Shed if you want to support the channel. That's the best way of doing it. Okay, because I get so fed up those people go, oh please like and please subscribe, and give me a break. Yeah. So that is about it for today. As I say, thanks for watching, and we will see you again around about the same time, same place next week. Remember the website, andyshed.coldpress.net. and we will see you next time, and I promise I will catch up on emails as well when we're on next time. So Christopher, who may be watching this after the event because it's silly o'clock in the morning at the moment where he is, I will catch up with emails on photos and things when we are on next week. So that is it from me for now. I am off to do a bit more varnishing of the woodwork on a boat tomorrow. But for me, for now, have a fantastic week ahead, everybody. And oh, hang on, late breaking news. Before you go, can I ask you how, if possible, to put the main spring back in a rotary phone mechanism so that it's not too hard to turn when wound up? You can ask. Right. It depends a little bit what dial it is. The dial, if it's a British phone, it'll have a number on it. It'll probably say either 10, 12 or 21 somewhere on it, and that is the model of the dial. If it's a British phone. Putting the mainspring back in the dial is tricky. You have to take the entirety of the dial apart, and to be honest, the time it'll take you to do it, particularly if you've never done it before, and you may take it apart and find the mainspring is broken anyway, you should be able to pick up a dial for between £5 and £10. So I would say pick up a spare dial, because it may be, it's going to be easier to look at another dial as you're taking the other one apart. So I'd say if you've never done it before, pick up a spare one. But I will try and get one for next week. I've just not got a dial out of a phone here at the minute with me. But yeah, I will try and sort it out for you, Spoon Tricks. And we will try and get. Oh, it says it's a Type 21, right? So it is possible to do. As I say, it is possible to do, but it's not easy, because you have to kind of wind the spring up a bit before you put it back together. Otherwise, there isn't enough tension in the spring to bring the dial back when you take your finger out of the wheel. So you have to make it so it's got enough tension that the dial returns on its own, but not that it's got too much tension that you can't actually wind it round in the first place. So it's a bit of trial and error putting it back together. Gambo says, I've got plenty of spare working dial, Spoon Tricks, if you are stuck. There you go. It says, I've rebuilt a few of them, but getting the dial to turn smoothly is proving difficult when it's put back. So getting it to turn smoothly. So is it going a bit and stopping and going a bit more and stopping, and, you know, is it generally a bit like it's got sand in it or something? Is it? Is that what's happening? Is it sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Is it reluctant to go back to the rest position? As they often are when you buy a phone like off eBay or somewhere. If it's been stored in a garden shed or something for the last 20 years, they are often very, very difficult. It says, yes, the tension is inconsistent. Right, well, it sounds like then, if it's inconsistent, it sounds like as the thing's going back, it sounds like there's a bit of rust or dirt somewhere in it that is acting as a brake at certain points as it's going back. So what I would say, if that is the case, absolutely douse it with something like 3-in-1 oil. and I mean absolutely douse it with it to get it going. You will have to take it apart and get some of the oil out of it again once it is going, but just to get it going, absolutely douse it in 3-in-1 oil. Do not use WD-40. Do not use WD-40, because WD-40 has a solvent in it and it dries. And so what happens with WD-40 is it'll free your dial up brilliantly, but then all dirt sticks to the WD-40, you know, little particles of dust and things stick to the WD-40. The WD-40 dries and it effectively forms a coating of sandpaper on the parts that you want to be free to move against each other, and so it wears things away. So don't use WD-40. If you do use WD-40 just to get it moving, then you need to make sure you get all the WD-40 off using thinners or something like that, and then oil it with ordinary oil like 3-in-1 oil, or Wilco's used to sell an equivalent to 3-in-1 oil. This is a Humbrol version. You can see it's in a can that's almost like 3-in-1 oil. This is a really old can. I don't know if you can still get this or not, but this is basically 3-in-1 oil under a different name. All it is basically is a light mineral oil. You don't need anything as complicated as sewing machine oil, because that's ridiculously expensive. Just something like 3-in-1 oil. Any light mineral oil will do. It says, I oiled them with the right oil and cleaned off the old stuff before application. Yeah, you need to really douse it in it. You put so much oil on it, it's like you're actually washing it with oil. Do that to get it going. It shouldn't be, if it's inconsistent, something is rubbing somewhere along the line as it's returning. It should go back smoothly. It might go too slow or too fast, but it should go smoothly. If it's not going smoothly, there is some dirt or something somewhere in it, or perhaps there's teeth on it. You know, the little gear teeth inside the dial. Check all those, make sure there's not one of those broke off or bent over or something, because that can affect it as well. So have a really good look at it and just make sure everything looks as it should be, because there can, depending on what age of dial 21 you've got, there can be a lot of plastic nylon parts in them, and they can cause problems sometimes. The other thing that happens is the little clutch thing jams up. So if you can take that little clutch thing out, make sure it only rotates on itself one way, not the other way. And if it doesn't rotate at all, you need to either try and free it up, which is not always possible, or replace it. But that little clutch thing is a culprit. I often take those out, and I've replaced those before. So I don't want to keep you. I'll email later. Yeah, go on. Email us, Andy@coldpress.net, and I'll see what I can do. If you can drop me a photo of it as well, a good photo of it, or a couple of good photos of it, then I can have a look and see if I can see anything. Okie doke, brilliant. Right, well, thanks for watching, everybody, and taking part. Sorry about the little outage that we had, but I will now go and smack the YouTube fairies for misbehaving once again, and we will see you back here around about same time, same place next week. But for me, for now, have a fantastic week ahead, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.